Good morning, all of you. Students, we are doing the chapter Light and Shadow. In this chapter, we already discussed about the importance of light, different type of materials. Then we discussed about the property of light, that light always propagates along a straight path. Then we discuss about shadow, how do shadows formed, what are the factors which affect the formation of shadow, and what are the characteristics of the shadow. All these things we discussed, and we also discussed that shadow formation is also due to the property of light, that it always propagates in a straight path. Now, we will discuss some natural phenomenon due to the formation of shadow, that is solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. All of you have heard of this, that is Surya Grahan and Chandra Grahan. These are nothing but examples of formation of shadows in nature. Earlier I said that these are the natural phenomenon due to the formation of shadows. When the moon, now what is the reason? what uh, how does it happen? When the moon comes in between the sun and the earth, all of you know that there is continuous movement of earth and moon. Earth revolves around the sun and all along its axis also, and the moon moves around earth. All of you know that. So, when the moon comes in between the sun and the earth, it casts its shadow on the earth. This shadow can block on or partially block, can block completely or can block partially our view of the sun. That means in that time we can't see sun partially or completely. This phenomenon is called solar eclipse. The type of solar eclipse, as seen from a given location, depends on whether the moon is passing directly or only partially between the earth and the sun. A solar eclipse occurs on a new moon day when the sun, the moon, and the earth happens to be in a straight line with the moon coming in between the sun and the earth, and then it casts shadow, and due to that the sun is blocked partially or sometimes completely also. This is solar eclipse. We can also have a situation where the earth comes in between the sun and the moon. In that case, the earth then blocks the sunlight and casts its shadow on the moon. We then talk it as a lunar eclipse. When earth comes in between the sun and the moon, and the earth blocks the sunlight and casts its shadow on the moon, that situation is known as lunar eclipse. This type of eclipse occurs on a full moon day when the sun, the earth, and the moon happens to be in a straight line with the earth in between the sun and the moon. That means when earth comes between sun and the moon, it is lunar eclipse. And when the moon comes in between the earth and the sun, then it is solar eclipse. And these two eclipses are the result of the formation of shadows. There are some warnings that we should take care. We should not look at sun directly with the naked eyes during a solar eclipse. This can cause very serious and permanent damage to our eyes. There are special devices and arrangements for observing a solar eclipse. We should use them and observe all the relevant precautions. Solar eclipse cannot be seen on every new moon day, and similarly, lunar eclipse cannot be seen on every full moon day. This is because the orbit of the moon around the earth is not quite in the same plane as the earth's orbit around the sun. That means both the orbits of earth and moon are not in the same plane. The two paths are tilted with respect to each other Because of this, it is only sometimes that the sun, the earth, and the moon lie on a straight line on a new moon day or a full moon day. We therefore see a lunar or a solar eclipse only on such occasions. Now, the next topic from this chapter, and that is pinhole camera. The pinhole camera is a simple application of the property of light, that light ordinarily moving along a straight line. We can make a simple pinhole camera by taking a cylindrical or a rectangular box. Now, how can we prepare a pinhole camera? I'm going to explain it. What we have to do, we have to take two cylindrical cardboard tubes, one having a smaller diameter than the other. Now, cover one of the open sides of the smaller tube with a butter paper. We can use an aluminium foil over one of the opening of the larger tube so as to completely cover it. Use rubber band etc. if needed to hold the butter paper and aluminium foil in their respective places. With the help of a pin or a sharp needle, make a clean hole in the center of the aluminium foil. Slide the smaller tube into the larger one and keep the foil and the butter paper sides outwards. The pinhole camera is now ready. Now put the camera on a suitable base, or you can just hold it in your hand also, so that the hole in the aluminium foil is facing some well illuminated distant object. Slide the smaller tube back and forth until you see a clear image of the object on the screen. The screen is butter paper in this case. Now, it is easy to realize that this is so because the light propagates in straight line path. This results in the formation of an inverted and diminished image of the object on the screen. Due to the propagation of the light in a straight path, an image of the object is formed on the screen, that is butter paper, and the formation the image is an inverted and diminished, that is smaller than the object, is formed on the screen, the butter paper, which is the screen in this case. So in this way you can prepare a pinhole camera which shows the property of light, that light always propagates along a straight path. So students, that's all for today. In next class we will discuss reflection of light. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.